feeling like I'm Akademiks. Can't ride no wave.
Remember? So Kevin Hart allegedly got extorted back in the day. If you to tell the story in short, Kevin Hart had like a threesome with two women. He had a threesome with two women on the birthday weekend of his wife. He went to Vegas. His homies were there. He had a threesome with two women. Okay? Eventually, it came out, or Kevin came out to say, hey, listen, I've cheated on my wife, my rib. That's what he used to call her. And he said, the people who were involved in this and some of my friends are sticking me up for ransom that I would have to pay them to keep quiet about it. So I'm going to just tell y'all the truth. I cheated on my wife. There was like some still shots of the video that came out. We don't need to really get into that. However, it was then announced that Kevin Hart's friend, right here, see, betrayed by a close friend. His friend was arrested for extortion. Apparently, the story goes, or that these were the allegations, that Kevin Hart was essentially set up to have sex with this woman, and I guess I think it was a threesome. I forgot if it was, but there was a video camera set up in the room, and then that video camera captured the sexual act, and then he was asked to pay a certain amount to get rid of the video. So his friend got locked up. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, and this is the reason I was interested in this. Because this guy's been reached out. I still haven't talked to him, really. But I've been kind of like, they added me to a tracker that I could like look at court documents and stuff like that. Because I generally thought the story ended with, oh, okay, your homie who probably not as rich as you got jealous of you. You're this guy who's the Hollywood famous person. You're 5'2", fucking all the bitches, got all the money. He wants to get some money. He probably asked you for a loan. You said no. Now he sent you up because he's trying to extort you. And he was trying to do it anonymously, got caught. That sounded good. So tell me if you're familiar with the rest of the story. So the rest of the story goes, they charged this guy, who's Kevin Hart's friend, with extortion. I believe Kevin Hart even spoke about the sex tape. I believe he might have, here we go. Like, for example, let's go to here.
There were people who were saying, and I know the investigators were saying, what's up with her? And she was a person of interest at the time.
At that time, yes.
Investigators from the DA's office, they're investigating the extortion plot against Kevin Hart, the 7-figure extortion plot, in order to keep the tape secret. She claims she's a victim in this thing.
Not a person of interest, you know.
Nah, Kevin Hart, she looked kind of high.
People who...
So this is the girl Kevin Hart was donkey fucking. Okay? All right. Let me get to the interesting part. And this is the part I never knew before today. So what ended up happening is this guy gets charged. His best friend gets charged. Kevin Hart subsequently goes to talk about it. He even did a documentary that came out on Netflix. I think it's called Don't Fuck This Up. What was never publicized is that the guy that was charged, his friend, which everyone's like, damn, yo, you fucked over your friend. All the charges supposedly got dropped. Not only did all the charges get dropped, a lot more drama came afterwards. The dude hired a lawyer and a team to prove, because here was the crux of the matter. They said that this guy sent an email, and I'm going to show you these emails. This guy sent an email. If I show you these emails, you're going to be like, this sounds like some clown shit. Let me try to pull it up. So they're saying that Kevin Hart's friend was behind. You ever heard of Proton Mail? Apparently, you can send email like anonymously, or it's hard to track. Apparently, his friend was supposedly behind the emails that was trying to extort him to pay the millions of dollars that this video didn't come out. Okay? Let me see if I can pull up the email. Here's the email here. Okay. Bet. Give me one second. Okay. Here's the email. All right. They sent an email to Kevin Hart. Your sex tape. Kevin, we have your sex tape. We also know about the molestation / attempted R word. For the first and last time, I hereby instruct you to send 20 Bitcoins to this Bitcoin address. We will email to inform you within half an hour of the transaction where to collect the copy, and we shall destroy all other copies we have. We promise we shall never share with Aniko or anyone else. That's his wife. We shall not distribute this material whatsoever. This email is also a non-disclosure agreement. This is non-negotiable. We are saving your divorce, dime man. Comply by Tuesday, May 2018. Now, let's look at that price. Price of Bitcoin in May 2018. The price of Bitcoin in May 2018 was $7,000. Was it 7,000? No fucking way. Wait, was it? Bitcoin was $7,000 in 2018? No, fucking wasn't. Was it? Hold on. Bitcoin. Yeah. May 2018. What the fuck? Okay. So 7,000. 7,000 times 20, we could do the math. That's $150,000. I thought it were millions. What the fuck? Well, I guess over time it would have been millions. Because I remember, like, by the time everything came out, they kept saying millions. And then you get to realize it took a while before Bitcoin really got there. Was Bitcoin really that low in May 2018? Yeah, the closing price of Bitcoin in May. Yeah, okay. Fuck, whatever. So 20 Bitcoin would have been about $150,000, $160,000. Okay, cool. So they were asking for that amount. Now, if this is and it came from somebody named Juan Carlos Yepes. Now, apparently it came from a Proton Mail email, which you can't really trace. It's really hard to trace those. I think that's why people use it. They're like really secure. Okay. Now, so y'all probably, one in the chat if you've seen this before, this email, two in the chat if you've never seen it. Okay. Now, this is like so interesting to me, chat, because what ended up happening was this. So I'm explaining what happened. That's the email. Now, the way how his best friend got charged, and this is a step I'm kind of missing, and I've been trying to figure it out, but I couldn't pull the actual court documents because everything is dismissed. And for whatever reason, I think I would have to go down to a LA County court clerk to figure it out. And I couldn't find any other article that was kind of really spelling it out. I tried. But what ended up happening is that his friend gets charged, but why does his friend get charged? What happens is Kevin Hart, because he's rich and he has money for investigators and stuff like that, they essentially build the case for the cops. Right? They're like, oh, we got this to our email, blah, 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 da, 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 da. And they describe the whole situation. They basically have the DA who's now thinking, yo, A-list celebrity getting extorted and they're giving us all the proof, we have to do something. Subsequently, what they do, they charge this guy. Okay? Eventually, the case falls apart. I'll tell you why. The case falls apart and they drop every charge against him for a few reasons. Because Kevin Hart and his team compiled the information, in any kind of criminal case, there has to be real diligence held to evidence. So what ended up happening is that when this guy got a forensic expert to look at the emails, Kevin Hart didn't hold what they call chain of custody that would verify the validity. Like, for example, I think they copied and pasted it to a Microsoft Word, right? And then they put it in a PDF, right? So it came in a PDF, and essentially you'll see it here, Word. They had the guy who's the defendant basically had his guy look at it to say this could have been fabricated Microsoft Word because the generating PDF was from Microsoft Word, not from the actual emails. Also, I think they wanted to get the actual emails from Kevin Hart. There was a problem there. It was kind of iffy and weird. And actually, this guy's point now is saying he believes Kevin Hart was trying to, like, he was caught cheating, of course, but it was easier to blame it on his friend than just admit that he was just doing some fucked up. Like, it's the cheating goes away when you think about the extortion. So he took one problem, made it a bigger problem, but they're saying, at least this guy, he's saying that Kevin Hart fabricated this whole thing. In Microsoft Word, this email was fabricated, even though I think it might be real because there's actually footage. Like, somebody did set up a camera and recorded him having sex, and I'm pretty sure that's not Kevin Hart. You would not set up a camera to record yourself having sex with a woman you're cheating on your wife with. Wouldn't, right? But this guy who's accused, the case falls apart because everything that Kevin Hart is saying to the DA that caused the charge, because they charged the guy with extortion, it falls apart. Here's what happens next. And this is, again, 1 in the chat if you've heard this, 2 in the chat if you've never. No, 0 in the chat if you've never. It gets to the point where this guy gets such a good legal team and, like, investigators. They enter into an agreement with Kevin Hart that Kevin Hart has to tell the prosecutor that he no longer wants charges pressed. Basically by saying, hey, listen, you have slandered this guy. There is no case here. I'm going to show you that letter. There's a letter there. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull it up. Like, yo, this is fucking crazy. I kid you not. Give me 1 second. I just want to show you. Is it this? I want to show you the emails. Okay, give me 1 second. Nah, that's not it. Where is it at? I'm gonna show you the email between. It's like it's a email that. No, that's not it. That's not it. Is it that? No. Is it that? No. Is it that? No. As Kevin Hart signed an agreement, okay? And this agreement, I want to show y'all, this is a confidentially a settlement between all parties. So Kevin Hart signed this. And it said, the settlement is between Heartbeat Productions, Kevin Hart, and the guy, his name is Jonathan Jackson. And basically they're saying, they detail what happened. Jackson and Kevin Hart maintain a multi-year personal relationship. During the duration of the relationship, Jackson and Kevin Hart confided in each other, shared personal information. The nature of the relationship often caused Jackson and Kevin Hart to spend significant time together, which included traveling to Vegas in or about August 2017. By the way, interestingly enough, when is Iniko Hart birthday? August. She's born in August. So this guy's whole thing is that he feels like that Kevin Hart wanted to take blame off of himself for cheating on his wife during his wife's birthday weekend, that he fabricated some shit that people set him up, but he wasn't set up. Now, I don't know the truth, but all the charges were dropped, right? So I'm telling you how all the charges were dropped. So one, the chain of custody of the email demanded money or demanding the Bitcoin, it was not handled right. And then when they tried to get it, Kevin couldn't really like produce it, which that's kind of odd, but whatever. Anyway, it says, listen to this. So after returning from the trip, Kevin Hart was contacted regarding a video recorded and purportedly made during the trip. Subsequently, Jackson was charged with crimes related to the video. Okay, right? So, all right, bet. Without any admission of guilt or whatever, Kevin Hart and Jackson desired to compromise and settle. So they're making a settlement, right? Here's a settlement consideration, okay? By Hart to Jackson. So this is what Kevin Hart has to do. Within 30 days, the following execution delivery of this agreement. So basically, the guy goes to Kevin Hart and says, you are a megastar. You've told everybody that your friend has extorted you. I can't get no jobs. The industry don't want to work with me no more. I could sue you for a lot of money, but I'm not going to sue you for money. If you clear my name, I'm good. So the guy wanted Kevin Hart to clear his name. Kevin Hart signs an agreement to say, I'm going to clear your name. This is the agreement we're reading, right? Look, in addition, okay, so they don't want to continue criminal prosecution. In addition, Kevin Hart, through his counsel, shall advocate for the dismissal. So Kevin Hart told the DA, they made the case to the DA, and then Kevin Hart himself went to the DA and said, hey, yo, cancel that case. He ain't do it, right? In addition, within 30 days following the dismissal of the charges, Kevin Hart shall post a video on his Instagram account and leave the video posted for 24 hours with him stating the following verbiage. The last 3 years of my life, definitely as seen, it shares the ups and downs. And it put me in a position where I've dealt with the legal matter I can't speak about or talk about because it was just undefined and there was a high level of unknown, and I'm happy now I can speak on it. Incident that cost me a very, very valuable friendship. I lost someone that was close to me, I love, and still have a lot of much love for, or high levels of love, blah, blah, blah. And I'm proud to say that all the charges against JT Jackson have been dropped, and he is not guilty and had nothing to do with it. And this matter at hand that was once so tough to deal with and so heavy for me and my household is now put to bed. They said Kevin Hart agrees to make the video publicly shared on his Instagram for 24 hours to his 150 million followers. He was supposed to post it during business hours during this time, whatever. And then this was what Jackson had to do for Hart. He was never to speak on this publicly again, right? So if all the criminal charges are dismissed, then this agreement. Okay, so this is after, so Kevin Hart had to apologize or clear it up, saying this guy didn't do nothing, and tell the DA to drop the charges. And the other guy was going to say, all right, here we go. He says he was not going to file any claims going forward, including civil actions against Heartbeat, the state of California, because you remember that's the DA, or Kevin Hart. And he won't ever disclose the details of the trip or any other personal details in any type of public medium, public audience, media, print, whatever. Okay. Don't want to bore you guys with too much, okay? So essentially, this guy can't ever sue, okay? Perfect. Now, what ends up happening, and again, 1 in the chat if you know all this, 0 if you don't. What ends up happening is, and let me bring it up. All right, give me 1 second. Okay. Video about, yeah, this is how the video looked too. Yeah, look at this. Now, by the way, what's now coming out, and this was never supposed to come out, but there's new updates from it. Essentially, Kevin Hart, he did a deposition, so he was even talking about how the sex tape even came to light. And he even described how he knew he was being recorded. So somebody set up a like a camera in the room. Here we go. Is it this? No, it's this right here, I think. I'll never sue you, and I won't talk about it. But what you got to do is clear my name and tell the DA drop the charges. Kevin Hart tells the DA drop the charges get dropped. Kevin Hart makes a video, but it's not the video that the guy wants him to make. He makes a video saying, yo, bro, I wish I could find the video. It's a video with him in a car, and he's like, yo, like he kind of says some of the same words, but he said the guy has been found not guilty, as opposed to the charges got dropped. They never went to trial, right? Now, again, I could pull this up because this has more of what this guy was saying. This is his declaration in this new lawsuit. By the way, we would have never known about this agreement if Kevin Hart did the video correctly. He said, my sole purpose in signing this agreement to finally clear my name from false accusation made by the Hart and perpetually Heartbeat Productions. By the way, Heartbeat Productions made a it was a documentary on Kevin. Don't fuck this up, Kevin Hart. And that was kind of the premise on the whole thing. You get what I'm saying? It came out on Netflix. You get what I'm saying? This was the one after he cheated. So people were looking at that and they were like, yo, bro. And even this guy is saying, yo, you got millions of dollars off of slightly slandering. Well, not slightly. He was slandering the guy or saying, yeah, my friend fucked me over. You slandered me in a video on Netflix. You got criminal charges on me, right? I could get some money out of this. The guy says, all I want you to do is to clear my name and tell the DA drop the charges. He says, when I reviewed the initial terms about Mr. Hart's video statement, I felt it did not offer enough protection to ensure my name was properly cleared. I wanted to be sure that the statement reached a broad audience and that Mr. Hart could not manipulate the terms of the video statement to lessen its impact. My request was simply this. It aimed at ensuring the effectiveness of his statement. That's why I insisted that the agreement was as follows. He had to post it to his 150 million plus followers for 24 hours. Has to be posted during business hours. He needed to tag me in the video, and also it had to inform my lawyers when the video was posted that we could be ready. If these safeguards were followed, the video, I was concerned that without these safeguards, the video would not reach enough people that Mr. Hart could bury it at an odd hour, minimalizing its impact. I wanted to ensure that the public exoneration of me by Mr. Hart, which I desperately needed, was truly public and effective, right? So, yeah. Essentially, he did carry out and he said the criminal charges had to be dismissed within 60 days of the agreement, which I think that was done. And the video was posted. Oh, fuck, I really want to show you the video because the video kind of says everything he wanted. Like, where is the fucking video? Yeah, I don't know if I can find the video. The point is, based on that, Kevin Hart gets sued for $12 million now, and all of the grisly details that Kevin Hart wasn't trying to get, the public to know because they signed this pretty much confidential agreement. The confidential agreement is out the window because this guy feels like his name wasn't properly cleared, so he's going back to sue Kevin Hart, right? Now, who knows if this was his plan all along? This could have been his plan in the sense of, yo, Kevin Hart, clear my name and I'm still going to sue you. But there are some distinct differences between what they sent as the copy of what Kevin Hart should have said and versus what he said. Let me see. Where the fuck? I'm trying to figure it out. Where is the video? Yeah, I don't think I can find the video. I think there's a YouTube link on this. I was tripping. Okay. I don't think I can find it. I think that's been probably scrubbed from the internet. Kevin Hart clears up extortion. I don't know if we'll be able to find that. I do remember it, though. I seen it today. There's a video where he's like sitting in a car and he's like reading from basically a script of, yo, my life is blah, blah, blah. It says everything the guy wants him to say except one important thing. He says the guy was found not guilty, which kind of makes it seem like the prosecutor went forward with the charges as opposed to the prosecutor dropping the charges. Oh yeah. Here's a YouTube link. Finally found that.
What up, world? Happy Tuesday. Coming at you hot on a beautiful Tuesday morning.
Remember what I read? I mean, I can read it again if you want. But remember what they wanted him to say? This is what he put up.
Look, it's no secret that my life has had its share of ups and downs. It definitely
By the way, that was in the thing they want him to read.
has. Not proud of the downs at all. But, of course, that's
He starts ad-libbing, though.
life. Things happen. It's our job to adjust when they do. One of those things that I had to adjust from was a situation that involved a friend, Jonathan J.T. Jackson, where he was charged in a case. And J.T. Jackson has recently been found not guilty in those charges.
Now, that's where the mistake is. They didn't go to trial. The DA dropped the charges. Also, I guess Kevin didn't have to admit that he asked the DA to drop the charges, right? On an agreement that he won't get sued. And essentially, pretty much, he basically act like the guy went to trial.
Have been dropped against him. And I can finally speak on what I once couldn't. I couldn't do it because of the legal process. They kind of put a fork in the road between he and I, and that relationship was lost. But I'm glad that now not only can I finally speak on it, but I can say I'm happy that chapter in my life is over. I'm happy that we're able to put a period on that sentence, and I'm excited to get back to life as we once knew it. I want to get back to life as I once knew it and put that behind me and move on. This message is about moving on. It's over. It's over, and I'm happy that it's over. Live, love, and laugh. It's that simple. Now.
Okay. Yeah, so that was that. And what else? Yeah. Oh, shit. I think there's a lot more here. Hold on. Oh, shit. Yeah. I think this was where everything was at. So this is some more emails. I'll read you some of them. Hey, Dante. I hope you had a nice week and I haven't heard from you, blah, blah. In talking with my client's counsel, you have any idea to help resolve the criminal case? Are you available to discuss? Finally, before we start talking settlement, my client intended to file a cross complaint against Kevin, which would include a claim for false light, blah, 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 regarding Kevin's Netflix Don't Fuck the Sub series, right? Which references that contain references that put my client in a false light, having extorted Kevin, which my client never did. While we negotiated and hopefully our client signed an agreement, which includes mutual releases, in the interim, will Kevin agree to sign a tolling agreement so my client is not forced to file a cross complaint soon? Yeah, there's a lot of shit up in this bitch. So basically, I feel like I've summarized this 10 times, but Dante, I don't know why it's taking so long to send me this tolling agreement. Even with Kevin's busy schedule, this shouldn't take more than a minute to do. Our deadline to file a lawsuit is rapidly approaching. If we don't receive the signed tolling agreement, Kevin's signature and authorized signature for the Heartbeat Productions by 5, we will proceed with filing the lawsuit. So Kevin's lawyer was just trying to duck out of a lawsuit. And this was the confidential agreement and mutual release. This was a settlement that he wouldn't sue. And Kevin did sign it, by the way. Kevin did sign. Oh, that was enclosed in the email. All right. Anything else? Yeah, there's a shit ton of exhibits here. Exhibit D. All right. Oh. Is this? Oh, this is court transcripts. All right. Man, so many fucking paperwork. Yeah, homie spent quite a bag in trying to defend himself on this. I think Kevin Hart probably thought this thing was broke. All right, yeah. Anyway, video lodge. Okay, all right, it's all good. Anyway, just very interesting to note. I'll kind of end this with JT Jackson, Kevin Hart. I seen homie and his lawyer do an interview.
Started out as a man who cheated on his pregnant wife on her birthday weekend in Vegas. That's how the story was run for.
Come on, man. Let my boy Kevin Hart cheat on his pregnant wife on her birthday. What's the problem?
For a long time. And Kevin's team was successful in shifting that narrative to Kevin being the victim of something that happened in Las Vegas.
Attorney Jacob Glucksman. Jacob, can you kind of detail what's currently going on with JT?
Yeah, happy to. So what's going on right now is that, well, let me take it back for a second. When I came onto this case, we sort of blew it up and exposed to the DA that this has nothing to do with extortion. Whatever the allegations were.
Now, that's the thing that I'm like confused by. There is a video of Kevin Hart in a hotel that's a secret video. Now, the girl in the video with him says she has no idea, even though Kevin Hart was on a deposition saying, yo, she must have been in on it because, nigga, at times she would tell me to fuck her in certain positions, and knowing this girl, we don't fuck in those positions. You get what I'm saying? Like she was trying to get the best positions of fucking for camera.
It has nothing to do with extortion. The DA, to his credit, agreed, saw that, and dropped all the extortion cases against JT. However, that wasn't it for the DA. They have an attitude of they won't stop at anything for this case. They have it out for JT and they will stop at nothing to get him. And that's what's very problematic about this case.
Okay, so essentially they turn into like a stolen identity, all type of stuff. But we only care about the shit with Kevin Hart, I ain't gonna lie.
What happened is that Kevin got together a team of very powerful and well-known attorneys, together with his whatever agents, managers, what have you. And they basically concocted a story to make Kevin look like the victim in the case. Then...
That's smart. I ain't gonna lie. Kevin, y'all know how much Kevin paid them.
They got together. They presented this case to the DA. The DA and the investigator in the case, wow, they got a taste of celebrity here. One of the biggest stars in the world, Kevin Hart. And they went and ran with it. And they continue to persist on charges against Mr. Jackson when the evidence just doesn't bear out. They have gone so far as to literally make up a charge against him. And when you talk about what's going on in the world right now, when you have rapists and murderers and drug dealers and street robberies going on, here you have this man who served our country who has...
All right, okay. We can move on to another topic. My boy, Le Bebe. Am I running out of serious topics or I'm just like covering bullshit at this point? Y'all tell me. Y'all chat.